everyone. So in this video we are going to create our second flow designer action, which is actually going to get the today's data. We are also going to create our data source and load our data into our staging table. Then we will create also a transfer map and transfer the data from our staging table to our target table, which is going to be our crypto table. Then we will automate the entire process by creating a schedule import, and it will be running on daily basis. Okay, so let's go to ServiceNow Studio and then click on get coin history and details, the flow designer action that we have already created. So the good thing here, we can just create a copy of that action. All you need to do is to click on this three dots here and then click on copy action. So get rid of this text and then put get today's coin details. Okay, I'm going to click on copy. Okay, so I have my copy here, so I don't need this one. I'm going to just close that one. So in this flow designer action, I don't need to do any modification on this level. So getting the coin details such as ID, slug, symbol, name, and UID, website URL. So we're going to keep these two steps as it is. So what we are going to do is just make some modification on this level. Rest get coin history. So I'm going to change the title to get today's coin details. Okay, here I'm going to have 7 days instead of 5 years. So let's click on save. And then I would like to show you one thing, which is the JSON response that we get if you send to this specific endpoint that we have here. Okay, so in this online tool, I have the JSON response for Bitcoin, and you can see here how many elements that we have in our history array. We have 169 elements, and the good news is we have the same number for all coins. Okay, the same number of same length for the history array. And if you want to get today's data, I don't need to actually create a loop in my script in order to run into this result and then find the today's data. I would just need to go to the last one that I have here. This is actually the latest data. Okay, if I take the time that I have here, this is in Unix time, so I'm going to just put in this kind of online converter, and just to show you, this is going to actually give you today's date. I mean the day I'm recording this video. So you can see here I have the number and then I have also the date. Okay, so let's go now to our flow designer action. In the parse step, we don't actually need all these arrays. We are not going to use it. So I'm going to delete all of them. Okay. And for the code, it is exactly the same. I don't need most of the lines that I have here. So let me delete everything that I don't need. Okay, so this is quite simple. In the beginning, we are checking if we have a successful response with the status code variable. Okay, Then we are parsing our response body and storing it into our response body variable. Then we create an object and we have price and timestamp. We're going to access the value by with this syntax, okay, response body dot data dot history, and I have something here which I don't need. So what I should put here is the number of the element that where I'm going to get the data. It's going to be 168 because I have 169 element. It goes from 0 to 168. Okay, so I'm going to put that value here as well. Okay, then we are going to create an output object. Okay, so I'm going to have outputs, okay, dot coin, okay, because I have already coin object, so I'm going to have coin, which will be equal to coin check. Great, so I have created my coin object. So let's create that my coin output variable. It's also an object. So output variables here, I'm going to click on create variable coin. This is an object, so look for object, select object, click on the plus button here. So I'm going to have the first child, which is price, and the second one, which is time stamp. Click on save. And then make sure that you have the same thing. You are doing the same thing here. So we don't need all these arrays. We'll click on edit outputs and delete all these arrays. So let's create a new one. We'll call coin. It's going to be an object, and the child here, price, and the second child, time stamp. Okay, click on save. Click on exit mode and then just drag and drop the data field that we have here. Okay, great. Click again on save. And publish it. Right, so now what we are going to do, we are going to create our data source. So click on these three dots here, click on code snippet, and then I'm going to just copy this part of the code. This is what we are going to use in our data source. So I don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to close that one. Okay, I forgot to do something is I'm going to show you, we have to test it, right? So we have to see if it is working. So let's go and then do a quick test. So I'm going to click on test here, put 1, run test. Let's see the result. So as you can see here, I have the details and I've also the coin price and timestamp. Great. So let's go and to this file here, and I'm gonna just delete everything that I have already, and we will be writing our script step by step. Okay, let me just zoom a little bit. Okay, let's put first the code snippet that we have copied. Okay, this is my code snippet, and I'm gonna remove everything that I don't need. So this part and also this part. Okay, so what we want is we want to run a script which is actually going to call the flow designer action 8 times because we have 8 coins, and we have our input here which is empty, and each time is going to, whenever it's going to call the flow designer action, we should have a certain value here. Okay, it's going to be either 1 or 13 or 59 or 23, something like this. Okay, so for that, the first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to have all the variables here. Okay, I have it already here, I mean all the coins, so I'm gonna just copy and then put it here. Okay, I have all my coins. Okay, var bitcoin equal to 1, var dash equal to 13, and then so on. Then I'm going to put all this coin into an array so I can access them from an array. Okay, so let's copy the array and put it here. Okay, so if you want to access Bitcoin, what you should do is coins 0 0, you will get Bitcoin. If you want to access dash, you will do coins 0 1. Okay, so I have the kind of visual representation here of the array. So 0 0 Bitcoin, 0 1 dash, 0 2 create, and then so on. So next is, so in order to call 8 times, you are going to create a loop which will be running 8 times. Okay, so I'm gonna have for loop var a equal to 0, a smaller than 8, and a plus plus. Okay, then just open it and then I'm going to close it. Here what I'm going to have coins brackets, okay, brackets twice, and then the first value is going to be 0 all the time. The second one, I'm going to have a variable here which is going to be 8. Okay, then probably you remember in the previously when we were writing our script in the for the data source, and we should put here 2 string. Okay, otherwise it will fail. Okay, so I'm going to put the same code here. So like this, so it will not fail. So in this loop we're going to have 8 loops, and each time we're going to have the value of the coin. So it's going to have 1, 13, 28. It's going to call the flow designer action with the input. We're going to get the output, okay, in here. Now we are going to create an object which is actually going to we're going to collect the data, okay, and put it in object. So that's going to be my map object. That's what I have here. So let's take everything that I have here, and I'm going to put that into my code. So what I do here, I create a map object. We'll have u underscore name coin object dot name. This is how we can access the name of the coin with the coin object. And then the timestamp, I'm going to just put not timestamp but date. Okay, and then we have the price as well from the coin object. Okay, then we do import underscore set underscore table dot insert map, which is it is actually going to put all the data into our staging table. Okay, so I guess we are done with the scripting part for our data source. That's all we need to do. I guess it is okay now. So I'm going to just copy everything. Let's go to Studio, click on create application file, type data source, look for data source, click on create, and let's give it a name here. Let's put today's coin details data source. I'm gonna have the same name here, today's coin details staging table. Let's type here custom. The type here is going to be custom load by script. Sorry. And let's paste our code here. Okay, and then click here so you can arrange it like this. So we have our coins, we have our array, we have our loop, we have our object here, which is getting all the data, and then we are inserting the map. Great, so it's all good. I'm going to just save it and click on load all records. Let me just check if my get today's coin details it is published or not. It should be. Yes. So click on load all records. This is when it is actually going to create the staging table. Okay. So you can see here today's coin details data source staging table is created, and we have processed 8. That's what we want. Okay, we don't want 169 records. We want only those 8 records. For each coin we have 1 record. Okay, so now we are going to create our transfer map. So click on create transfer map, and let's give it a title. I'm going to put today's coin detail transform map. So this is going to be our source table. It's already selected. Okay, the target table is going to be crypto table. Okay, I'm going to put order here 300 and click on submit, and then click on auto map matching fields. So we should have 2 fields. So I have date and then price, and I'm going to click on mapping assist to get the name of my coin. So I'm going to have here name, put it here, and here I'm going to have coin. Great. Okay, so one thing we still need to do here is for the date field. So we still have the Unix time in our let's say in our staging table. Let's see that. So if I click here, then you scroll down, go to show list. This is the last import set. So we have 8 rows. Click on this, and you can see here the date. We have the Unix time. Okay, so so we have to write the script. So we don't need to rewrite it. We have already in our in the other transfer map. So what we need to do is just go to our, what is that, historical data transfer map, and then click on script here. So take everything, okay, copy, then go back to your transfer map here, click on date, use source script, check that box, just delete everything here and then paste it. Okay, so everything is good here. Let's save this one. Great. So before running our transfer map, we should go into our table because the historical data have also today's data. Okay, for this date I have it, so I should go to my table and delete today's data, and then I will run the transform app to see if I'm going to get today's data. So let's go to click on show list. So I have it here. Just click on show matching, select all, and then delete. Okay, so as you can see here, I don't have today's data. Now let's go to our transform map. Okay, today's coins detail transform map, and click on transform. So we have our import set here. Our map is already selected. Click on transform. It was so quick, it is done. So let's go to our table and see if we have to for today any records. Okay, you can see here for today I should have 8 records. Let's see that. Perfect. I have all the records that I want. So now the last thing is we are going to automate the entire process. Okay, so click on create application file and then go to schedule, and it's going to be schedule data import inbound integration. So click on that. So let's put I'm going to put today's coin details schedule import. Okay, the data source is the today's coins details data source. Okay, I'm going to put here, for example, 8, and then click on submit. Great, so we have done with the schedule data import as well. So I would say we have done with the entire part, let's say for the integration. Okay, we have finished with this entire workflow. So the next thing what we are going to do, we are going to work with performance analytics and then start to create our indicator source, breakdown source, and all this kind of thing. And so thank you for watching, hope you like it, and bye.